What's good, YouTube? This your boy Trey, and we back with another video. Today we are reacting to a man, I think it's a victim burned alive, survived, and solved his own murder. If y'all enjoy these crime time videos, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notifications so y'all will never miss a video. And let's lock in. Come on.
Out? There's two people inside? You guys need help?
My subject here is saying that someone shot the landlord in the house that he was in with him.
Lafayette Police 911.
Whoa! Fire! 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 Fire!
What?
Fire!
An early morning 911 call in Lafayette, Indiana led police to one of the most chaotic and dangerous crime scenes of their entire career. Not just a massive, quickly spreading fire, but a stabbing victim bleeding out on the road and another trapped in the burning house with emergency.
Whoa! One is trapped in the burning house. Dang! This killer must have wanted his whole entire family gone.
Responders as his only hope.
Please! Now! Come to my boy!
As responders fought to save lives, one chilling question loomed. Who among their suspects had unleashed this chaos? And what darker secrets were still waiting to be discovered?
Wouldn't have hurt him in any way with any type of weapon or anything like that? Okay. Is there a possibility that you were at his house yesterday?
No.
Okay.
No.
So if somebody thought that they saw you there, that would be wrong.
Little did they know, catching him before it was too late would be far more complicated than they ever imagined. It was the early morning hours of April 7th.
They had a shootout with the cops? Whoa. Whoa. There's probably going to be so much in this video, so make sure y'all click on my video. Come on.
2019, when Lafayette Dispatch received an earth-shattering call. It was the kind of 911 call that felt like a horrible nightmare playing out, getting worse and worse by the second.
Lafayette Police 911.
Yes, ma'am. Shot fired.
Okay, what's the problem?
Shot fired. Shot fired.
Shots fired.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did somebody hit? Are you hurt, sir?
Yeah, no, that was they that stabbed me.
You're stabbed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your name?
Thomas Day.
Where's the person that stabbed you?
Whoa! Fire! 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 Fire!
What?
Ambulances, fire trucks, and law enforcement raced to the scene. From a distance, they could see the smoke already rising into the sky and the flames licking the clouds. They were racing to the home of a man that many people in the local community knew and loved, 61-year-old Ron Wiles. He was known for taking in people.
I heard of him. I actually heard of him. He's actually a good guy.
Down on their luck or struggling with addiction, renting them a reasonable place to live, and getting them a job to help them get back on their feet. He didn't do this for the money. Heck, it brought more trouble than financial gain, but he wanted nothing more than to see his community thrive. Unfortunately, some people took advantage of that, and tragically, it led to the scene that law enforcement arrived at just after 6 a.m.
Over here, have a seat. Have a seat. Get medics here. I have the subject out front as well that's been stabbed. He's bleeding. Right. Hit it. Hit it again. All right. Stand back. Come in. Go get. Where's he at? I don't know. Does one of you guys have a gas mask in your car? I do not. Who is that? That is the guy that I think is stabbed. You guys have fire? Yeah, we're hitting it right now. Do we have the guy that's inside? Do we know anything on the phone? I don't know who they were talking to.
Oh my
Is there a way around
god.
yet, please?
Boy. I know he gotta be really hurt. I know he is terrified right now.
Okay, we need to probably get him moved if we can.
As officers prepare to move the 911 caller, whose name is Thomas Day, they're faced with a problem. His body is completely raw with stab wounds, and he's covered in soot from the fire. What law enforcement doesn't realize just now is how many stab wounds he has. But it's very hard to figure that out in the chaotic scene. They have no idea how many people are inside the burning house, and Thomas is too dazed to tell them. And on top of that, the fire is now spreading to nearby homes. A detective rushes to evacuate them, hoping to at least mitigate some casualties.
We got everybody out? There's 2 people inside?
Yes.
Hey, I need you out of the house. There's a fire next door. You need to get out right now, please.
Okay.
Are you the only one home?
No.
How many are in here?
I got 1 in the bedroom and I got 3.
Let's get them out quick, please.
Get them out. I mean, get them out now. They need to be out because, like, bro, that fire will spread to other houses, and when other houses get the fire, like, bro, the whole entire community could be on fire after like an hour.
Oh, fuck!
An hour or 2, I don't know. Fire is very, very powerful.
Ah, shit. I know it hurts, buddy, but we gotta get you away. Hang on. Let's just go down here. Hang on. I know it hurts, man, but we gotta get you moved. Okay, this is good. Right here. Where is he bleeding from? He's got a big right here. He's rolled on it. Keep it contained.
Thomas Day being able to make any noise at all is shocking when you consider what condition he's in at this moment. In the footage that you've just seen, he had 29 stab.
29? God damn! God damn, folks. 29? What did you deserve to get 29 from? I mean, my real dad got stabbed like 7 times, but I mean, what did you deserve to like get stabbed 29? Like, come on.
Stab wounds all over his body. As the ambulance rushes him to the hospital, hoping for answers, other officers have to handle another rapidly spreading problem. The fire that's consuming the house that Ron Wiles is in and also spreading to the neighbors.
It's Lafayette Police! They're getting dressed. Okay, I just need you guys out as soon as you can, please. It was just you 2 in here, right? Okay, alright, thank you very much. If y'all could just move past that fence. I'll get it for you. Just do me a favor, go move past the fire trucks for right now, please. Hey, shut their doorway. Holy shit. Whew.
Unsure if Ron is still inside the house, police do what they can to break inside. But what awaits them is much more dangerous than they realize.
Lafayette, please! There's no way. I hear something in there. Hey! 4 people inside! I can hear me. That roof is completely. Lafayette, please. Please! Now! Come to my voice! Hey, come to my voice! Get down on the ground and come towards our voice! Stay low! Let fire do their job. Can't do anymore.
Faced with the flames and smoke with no gas masks, the police have no choice but to turn back and wait for the fire department to go in.
Yeah, because we got things popping. Just water. Just water.
broke it in Nathan's truck again.
Here you go. Well, that's something we need to worry about at a different time.
At the time, police have no idea just how vital this clue is. But soon they'll find out. First, however, they do have something else to worry about: questioning Thomas Day before it's too late. The officer rushes to the hospital. With the shape that Thomas is in, they aren't entirely sure if he's going to make it. Hoping to get any information they can, they head into the ER where he's being cared for. But will they be able to get anything in time?
You up that flat? And they shot your landlord.
Lafayette 14. Response. My subject here is saying that someone shot the landlord in the house that he was in with him.
Finally, police have gotten at least a little information about what happened, despite the searing pain that Thomas is in from his wounds. He was woken up by the sound of a gunshot, and then walked in to find a mysterious man attacking his landlord, Ron. When he tried to fight off the attacker, he himself was stabbed. After retreating to his bedroom, he called 911, unaware of just how severe his injuries were. But as doctors and nurses operate on him, it's clear he's lucky to be alive. The realization that a gun was involved in the
29 stab wounds to your body. You made it out alive. Bro, like, that's crazy.
crime changes it entirely. Now they have another weapon to keep in mind. And with the news that the cars outside the home were broken into, they have a sneaking suspicion where one of the weapons may have come from. But before we continue, let me tell you about today's sponsor.
Hope we don't do
Delete.
Time to come out here, notice that you're just now. So he said he saw out. How do you know Chris was there?
Because he's the one that posted my watch for sale.
I'm talking about you saw him out here playing his
No, that's what I was saying. I think he could have caught the place next door on fire, too. That's what I was saying. If the fire marshal says that was arson, I bet it was him because he probably came over and busted my windows back out.
Do you have any reason to believe that he did that?
Yeah, I know.
Did you see him here or anything?
I didn't see him.
You didn't see him? You have no other reason to believe he was here?
That's the only person that I have an issue with. They would attack my stuff.
Okay. Why would he do that over there?
That? Because
What's that?
he used to work for the guy.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't. If that's what it was, that'd be who I would say. But I know for a fact because he just stole my grandpa's watch out here at the beginning of this week.
Okay.
And he had it posted on Facebook for sale. Well, my fiance messaged his fiance. I got my watch back. Well, now you guys come and said the house next door is on fire. My truck window's busted out. Okay. My van keys, I usually keep them right here in my door. Well, I'm looking for my van keys. I'm like, oh shit, my window's busted out. My title's gone. Where's the van keys? My van's all ransacked too. He got in the van too, and I don't know where the keys for that is. Okay. My main issue with this, though, I'm gonna have to have a report because the title, it's not in my name yet, and the title is in the glove box.
Do you have any purchase agreement or any
I
paperwork?
don't know if he's supposed to do it now.
Now, when you say it's Chris Smith,
Christopher Smith, the Christopher Smith that's always in trouble with the law.
do you know how old he is?
He said, the Christopher Smith always been in trouble with law.
Early 30s, maybe. I have to say.
And he had issues with you?
Yeah, I literally just caught. I didn't catch him red-handed, but he had my stolen property posted on Facebook, and his fiance. I had my fiance message him, acting like we were gonna buy it. His fiance met us right up here at Champs. I explained the situation to her. There was no issue. She didn't know. You know what I mean? She gave me the watch back. There was no problem. So I imagine after a couple of days they got into it over it or something, and then he's obviously come back. So, because the day before I noticed my watch was gone, I was sitting in my truck out front here, right where my mom's truck's parked, and it was probably about 4 a.m. I was getting ready to head to work, and I look up, and with my windows tinted, and can't really see out real well, and I seen somebody by my truck, so I rolled the window down, and it was Chris. And then the next day, I I noticed that night my change was gone because my whole ashtray was missing. The whole ashtray was pulled out. And I didn't even realize at that time because I had this hanging on the column. I didn't even realize until afterwards that the watch was missing. But come to find out, he had posted the watch for sale before that had even happened. So he had been in my truck more than once, you know what I mean? Because he posted... I guess they got another firearm missing out of the gray truck, too.
Have what?
Another firearm missing.
A gun?
Yeah. She had one in her truck, too. I guess he did bust the window out in her truck and got in her truck. I think he's over there taking her statement now.
Why do y'all keep y'all guns in y'all vehicles, though? That's dumb. If y'all know y'all going into the house, why would y'all keep y'all gun in your vehicle? Wherever somebody try to run into your house. Oh, my gun in my vehicle. Let me go get it.
Why we shouldn't be leaving guns in cars?
Cop just said the same thing I said, man.
Bingo. Law enforcement have their first lead, Chris Smith. With a witness claiming that he was at the scene of the crime, and with a gun having been stolen from the car, the police race to speak with him. What he has to tell them, however, is not at all what they expect.
You alright? Said you got a hernia? Is that right?
Yes.
Do you work anywhere?
Yeah, I work for myself, and I work for Ron.
Ron? Who's Ron?
Ron Wiles, the owner of that building.
What building?
On 2700 South Street.
Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that. So, 2700 South Street is where his business is out of?
He's a landlord slash subcontractor.
Okay. So, I guess, so he's your landlord, basically, at 2700. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You do work for him?
Yeah.
What kind of work?
Cleanup, demolition, tree trimming.
Okay. It's kind of like random odd jobs here and there? Okay. What's your normal hours? Do you have normal hours?
No,
Okay.
it's not normal hours.
How long have you been working for him?
Like off and on for 10 years.
Okay. When you mean off and on, what are you talking about?
I mean, I've worked for him for a year here, then not for 2 or 3 years, and then 3 years here. This last time I worked for him for 2 years.
Okay, so you're still working for him right now?
Yeah.
When's the last time you did a job for him?
See, what did I do last for him? Oh, I fixed a truck brake line for him, about 3 months ago?
Okay.
I was doing my own tree trim and stuff lately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And was that one of his trucks or just a truck he brought you?
It's one of his trucks.
Like he owns it?
Yeah.
Okay. And did he pay you?
Yeah.
How much did he pay you?
$10 an hour.
Okay. How much do you think he made?
$60 bucks.
Okay. Do you have a good relationship with him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Ron?
We talked to him yesterday on the phone. He's just come on and get rent today.
Okay. You talked to him yesterday. What's your phone number?
765.
Okay. What do you pay him in rent?
It's $150 a week.
And did you have the money to pay him today?
Not all of it, but we got it worked out. I had a tree job coming up here in the next week or so for an older couple down the road.
Mm-hmm. Were you guys...
Guys, I'm just trying to listen into, like, the lies he's saying, because, like, okay, you've been working for him for 10 years. Probably you wanted to, like, kill him to get revenge back. I don't know, because he wasn't paying you enough. I don't know. That's why I'm still watching, y'all.
arguing about it at all?
No.
Sometimes it can be a red flag when suspects mention the victim without being prompted about them. This can mean that they're on their mind and consumed by anxiety, already aware that that is where the conversation is heading. And with Chris and Ron's history, they have every reason to be suspicious.
And that, would you say your relationship is pretty good with Ron?
He's crazier than hell, but, I mean, yeah.
When you say crazier than hell, what do you mean?
He's very, he has an explosive temper.
He does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would you guys get into arguments and stuff?
Oh, yeah. He yells at everybody, and he belittles people and stuff.
Okay. Oh, is there a possibility that you were at his house yesterday?
No.
Okay.
No.
So if somebody thought that they saw you there, that would be wrong?
Yeah. No, I was not at his house yesterday.
Okay.
I didn't leave South Street yesterday, but to go to a gas station. And
who would have known that? Amber?
Amanda, Bob,
who's Bob?
Karen. Bob's man lives upstairs. Karen. Is he okay?
What about early this morning?
No.
Like, let's say between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m.
Okay. I want y'all to see how he said all them names, and then he said, "Is she okay?" And she ignored. That's how you keep the suspect that knows he did it. That's how you keep him on track with what you're trying to say, basically. Because you keep asking questions and you just ignore all his questions. That's it.
At my house. Actually, I was working on a Costco chair too. But my little brother, Kevin Parks, he stopped by my house to borrow a chainsaw and some bar oil.
So there's not a possibility that you were down on South 31st Street bringing in the cars last night?
No.
Early this morning?
No. Ma'am, I was wanted. I don't even like to be outside.
Okay. So you knew you had a warrant?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I just didn't, like I said, my job is to, when I get information, I like to go to the source when someone tells me that so-and-so did this.
This right here is why you came so fucking hard for me. No, I didn't break into no car.
It's not just breaking in the car. It's tied in with some other things. So, when's the last time that you and Ron got into an argument that maybe somebody else saw?
It's been a few months.
A few months?
Yeah.
Okay. So, why would somebody tell me that you got fired and that you were upset with Ron because he fired you?
If Ron fired me, he would have kicked me out of the apartment. So whoever said that's full of shit, because that's how
Mistakenly, he did.
Ron does it. Ask anybody that knows him. If you're his worker and you live in one of his places, if you get fired, he kicks you.
So, just to be clear, because like I said, I got a bunch of information, and part of the reason that you're here is, one, somebody said that you got into an argument with Ron because you got fired and you were upset with him. Two, that there was some cars broken in right by Ron's house last night, and somebody thought that maybe you had something to do with it because you were upset about getting fired.
Have you guys even tried to talk to Ron about this?
Okay, so
If this is so far-fetched.
Here's the third thing about this, okay? There was a fire at Ron's house.
At his brand new one on 31st, 809.
The 18, I think.
Oh my God, is he okay?
Well, I don't have that information just now. I'm working this other part. So I'm asking you, I guess now, if you're claiming that you didn't do any of those other things, do you know who would have wanted to set fire to Ron's house?
No. He owns 3 right on that block. Okay, he owns the little shack, the brown house, and the blue house. Which one caught fire? No, he's my friend. I've known him since I was 15. He okay?
Okay.
What the fuck? Is he alright?
Well, I don't have that information right now because like I said, I've seen the house, but I haven't been in it or I haven't been out there. So.
Did it burn, Pat? There's no way. I mean, alright. Well, that is crazy. Tell somebody set the fucking house on fire.
But it wasn't you.
No. And then, I mean.
He took too long to answer the question.
He's insured.
So, okay, and this is just
he's crooked as shit, though.
This is just part of my job, so don't get offended when I ask you this question, but I want the truth.
Yeah.
You didn't set his house on fire.
I haven't been to his house or inside his house to set his house on fire in months.
Okay, and there wouldn't be any reason, if he is injured, there wouldn't be any reason that you caused the injury.
No, we never heard that man.
Okay, get out here real quick and talk to some people, just get some more information before we get you down for your warrant, okay?
Okay, you're gonna talk to me?
Maybe. I got a couple more things to check on, okay, and then I'm gonna come in here. Unless you have something else.
No, is he okay? He is okay, right?
Sir, I don't know that right now. Let me go see if I can maybe find that answer out for you. All right.
Jesus. No, man.
When she returns minutes later with that answer, it isn't one that Nathan wants to hear. But is that because he's putting on an act? Or is it because he actually isn't guilty?
So I just check in.
I just told him he's alright because Dave would have told me something I seen this morning if I wasn't okay.
Okay. Well, so I did talk to some of the other detectives that have been at the house.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good for Ron. Doesn't look like he made it.
What the fuck?
So that's part of this issue.
What? God damn. Wait, the cops could be lying though. The cops could be lying. Think about it. The cops could be lying. Just to see this. Yeah, bring the emotion. Let's see.
That's why we're asking you guys these questions and talking to people, neighbors, and that kind of stuff.
And they know the fire was intentionally set?
Yeah, because there's some other things that go on that were involved, I guess, with the fire.
Man, no. But yeah, that would damn.
So with that being said, and again, this is just part of my job, but you didn't have anything to do with the fire. You wouldn't have hurt Ron.
I hurt him. He's dead.
You wouldn't have hurt him in any way with any type of weapon or anything like that.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
Oh God.
If you have any information that would help us, now would be the time to talk
You
about
got it. Alright, people have been mad at Ron in the last year. Let's see. The people have been mad at Ron in the last year.
Well, maybe let's narrow that down to like last couple months.
No, you can't do it like that because
Okay, then do it the way
he
you want
rubbed
to do
people
it.
the wrong way. Rick Ruhlander and him got into it. He kicked Andy Alcorn. Cody Bryant, he kicked off his property.
But were these recently?
Andy Alcorn was, recently, like us, then,
What was their issue?
they were staying with people just flopping around up in, the people upstairs, Clemens, Robin, Howard, and, Travis Clemens. He was staying up there with them, but he wasn't supposed to be. He was just squatting. You know, he was staying wherever he could. And, Ron kicked him off the property. I don't think he ever called the actual law over it. But no, man, Ron.
Well, do me this favor, okay?
He was a good dude.
When you get down to the jail or when you get out, if you hear anything about what happened or if somebody knows somebody that did this.
He's dead, or she's dead. He's dead.
Ron was discovered deceased on the scene by firefighters. The fire wasn't lit in an attempt to kill him. Rather, it was lit to conceal his body. He had been shot several times at close range as he laid in bed. After providing beds and warm homes to dozens of members of the community, he had been shot dead in his own. Chris was clearly devastated. Even as someone struggling on the wrong side of the law, he was well aware what a wonderful man Ron was, and what a loss this was to the world.
I don't want it, so you're going to go with these guys.
Yeah, I know.
But it's, like I said, if you hear anything or something comes up about this, you give me a call, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I got to do 2 years over this, so it's going to be what?
Well, I'm just saying, you can get a message to somebody if you hear something or you think I need to talk to somebody.
All right.
All right? I appreciate you talking to me, Chris.
Thankfully, Chris didn't leave them with a dead end. One of the names he mentioned, Andrew, or Andy, was about to come up again and again. Starting with a man named Richard Ruhlander, who was in the hospital and under arrest for an unrelated incident. When he was taken into custody, he told his arresting officer that he had some information he wanted to give. It's not unusual for suspects in unrelated crimes to do this in an attempt to get a lesser sentence, but in this case, it seemed to be for more reasons than that.
You mean Andy?
Andy Alcorn?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably hiding up in Monticello right now because he probably thought somebody did him wrong. I don't know, it just seems funny to me. The day before Ron got killed, man, you had not a dollar to your name, and just, I swear to God, you kept saying every day, I'm gonna rob him Saturday and around right before he's win money. That's all I remember, when Robin was gonna get my way out there.
Andy was talking about robbing Ron?
He made a phone call about it. Her and Chris Smith were a suspect, and they told the detective Levitt and Payne too.
Oh, you already told him this stuff?
I mean, I haven't talked to Levitt Payne to tell them about anything, but she's the one that said, well, I need to talk to him. So, you need to look at motherfucking Andy Alcorn. Because he's just $35 right now going to get his old lady out of jail.
Have you talked to the detectives? No?
My wife has.
Are you scheduled to talk to him?
We talked to him yesterday before he got arrested. Cause I was.
Oh, you did talk to him?
Yeah, she talked to him. My wife did.
But you didn't?
I was in here during a seizure.
Gotcha.
Wasn't coherent. I guess Detective Payne come back and talk to me. I was out of it. Yeah, but Andy Alcorn, the one I liked Ron. Ron was a good guy. He helped me and my wife out when he came. We didn't have no food in our house, and he didn't have enough work to let me work that day. He said, "This is all I can do for you. You might want you and your son and wife go hungry." But he went out and bought us like almost $80 worth of groceries and gave me $20 to be able to get back forth into school. Ron was a good guy, man. A real good guy. I mean, I'll give them that information if they want it. I think that's the key point of information that should be addressed.
That he was talking about robbing him on Saturday?
Yeah. And that's the day that happened.
What was his exact words?
He said, "I'm going to rob this fat son of a bitch to go get my wife out of jail."
And the fat son of a bitch was Ron?
Yes.
And then to get his wife out of jail?
His wife died. Mm-hmm. His wife died, but his girlfriend was in jail.
Okay.
Because...
So to get his girlfriend out of jail?
Yes, his girlfriend. I didn't need to say his wife, because his wife was died. His wife died previously, a couple days before that. His old lady got arrested. And Ron kicked him out of those day houses he had. Like, kicked him off the property. And that's when he was saying, "I'm going to rob this son of a bitch." He kept saying, "Saturday, I'm going to go get him. I'm going to get him on Saturday right after he collects all his rent money. So I'm going to kill this son of a bitch and take everything he's got."
Law enforcement wasn't just familiar with Andrew's name because Chris had given it. They were familiar with it from his long, long list of crimes. Andrew, however, was still on the run, and he was allegedly desperate to get money to have someone bail Paige out any way that he could. At the time, it wasn't just the crime weighing on Andrew's conscience either. His wife, whom he had been separated from for at least a year, had just died. At her funeral, police had been called in to stand watch in case Andrew showed up. But by then, Andrew had already successfully bailed out Paige, and the two were on the run. You're about to hear from Andrew's former sister-in-law, who police reached out to, hoping to get more information on Andrew's potential whereabouts.
So basically, this is what I know, and then I'll let you fill in the gaps. What I was told is that you approached an officer at the funeral, and your sister's Rachel, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And her ex-husband is Andrew Alcorn?
Yes. Well, they're still technically married, but
okay. Yeah. And he's got some warrants. And so is that why the police were there, just in general?
And to protect our family, because he's at his last lick. He has no care in the world, and I have no doubt in my mind that Andy is the one that killed Ron, just 2 blocks down from where he's staying. He has made a comment, I couldn't tell you how many times, because he goes out and robs people and, breaks into houses and all that. And he always says, "Man, I need to go hit a lick at Ron's house. He's always got thousands of dollars."
Okay.
And I showed Officer Wilson that, he sent me a message at 3:11 in the morning and said, crazy stuff's going to be happening. It's going to be popping off. Well, then 6 something in the morning, you guys get the call that house has been set on fire. Ron had been killed and another guy had been stabbed.
I guess my question is kind of why now with Ron? Like why do you think he's just all of a sudden decided that was what he was going to do? If that's
because he's on the run. He knows this is his last lick. They know whenever this is his last run. They know when he gets caught, they're either shooting him because he's going to have a gun and get killed, or he's going to kill himself, or he's going to spend the rest of life in prison. He knows there's no getting out of all this with all the stuff that they got on him out of Anderson.
Finally, all the pieces were in place for detectives. Andrew was reportedly volatile and felt that he had nothing to lose, which meant, when cornered, there was no telling what he would do. On April 11th, 2019, law enforcement managed to track down Andrew and Paige to an apartment on the outskirts of Dayton, Ohio. When they attempted to get Andrew out, he barricaded himself and Paige in the apartment. What ensued was a 9-hour standoff. A SWAT team fired dozens of rounds of tear gas and less lethal rounds into the building. Finally, Paige managed to escape the apartment out of a window. Shortly after, law enforcement heard a loud pop. Barging inside, they discovered Andrew bleeding on the floor from a gunshot wound to the head. For a moment, it seemed that Andrew had evaded justice. But when he was rushed to the hospital, everyone discovered that the shot wasn't lethal. In 2021, Andrew Alcorns went to trial. Thomas Day, who had survived the horrible 29 stab wounds, spoke at the trial. He said, quote, "My life is not going to be the same. I'm always going to be in pain because of what you did. Every day I feel pain, and that's not right." Ultimately, Andrew Alcorns was sentenced to 75 years in prison for murder and aggravated battery.
Dang. 75 years, boy. Get up out of here.